My daughter just showed me a disturbing and deadly talent. When I realized what she was doing, I was absolutely horrified. 6 words, so innocent, and yet they had ruined everything. "Daddy, look what I can do." I had turned, smiling to see my daughter's newest magic trick. I stopped smiling when I saw it. My heart stopped. My blood ran cold. A disturbing reminder of things past. It reminded me of the time my own parents made me eat my white goo. I couldn't believe what I was seeing with my eyes. I grabbed her by the shoulders a little too hard. Made her promise to never tell another soul about what she could do. I made her swear so many times. She was crying by the end. Her face was ugly and contorted, her nose dripping snot, but she promised. I always knew that would not be the end of it. I knew what I had to do. Slip some sleeping pills into her drink and cover her face with a pillow like I had done with her mom. But I could not bring myself to do it. I loved her far too much, even more than I had loved my wife. And as she grew older, looking more like her mother every day, I knew it was only a matter of time. I still remember the night my wife told me, the night of our 5th anniversary. She had bought my favorite scotch, cooked us both some thick steaks, and sat me down at the dining room table. Our baby son was sleeping soundly in his room. "I have something important to tell you," she said. Her tone sent chills trickling down my spine. "I'm pregnant," she said flatly. My breath caught in my throat. I smiled. She did not. "I don't understand," I said breathlessly. "Isn't this good news?" My wife's lips pursed into a thin white line. "It's a girl," she said. "I can feel it." I waited for her to explain why she was upset, but instead she started talking nonsense. "The girls in my family," she trailed off. "We all have a special ability." I shook my head. "Okay," I said, my mind a question mark. "And what is that?" My wife frowned. "It's better if I show you." She lifted the steak knife from beside her plate. Before I could stop her, she violently slashed open her wrist. I sent my chair clattering to the floor behind me as I lunged for my wife. I grabbed her arm so hard, but what I saw did not make any sense. Her arm was slashed down to the bone, but the blood did not flow out. "It won't come out unless I let it," said my wife. It was then the blood began to flow. Down her arm, then up into a shape. It detached and rose up, forming itself into a face floating in midair. My wife's face, then spiraling back down like a funnel into her open arm. The flesh knitted itself back together. That night, my dinner went untouched. What happened next was all my fault. But in my defense, I felt my trust had been betrayed. I did not know where to turn. Weak and weary, I turned to the arms of another woman. Of course, these things always come out. When I came home that day, my wife was sitting in one of the wooden dining room chairs. She had moved it to the middle of the living room so that she was facing the door when I came in. Our baby daughter was snoring gently in her room. I could hear our son as he watched cartoons in his own. As I looked into my wife's eyes, I knew that she already knew. She stood up. My blood ran cold. Then I realized that it wasn't just a chill. My blood was actually getting colder. My wife walked slowly towards me. "I can freeze you from the inside," she said. "Burst all the blood vessels in your body. I can boil you alive. I can make you bleed from your eyes, your ears, and every pore. And next time I will." My heart stopped and I collapsed unconscious to the floor. By the time that I awoke, my wife had already found my lover, and on the last one she had threatened me with to her. After that, we always fought and my wife began to lose it. My mother died from a cerebral hemorrhage. My sister died from a stomach bleed. She never admitted it, but I knew that it was her. I had no choice. I had to kill her. And now, I wondered if I should have killed my daughter too. My heart throbbed with guilt as I thought back to the first time she had shown me her magic trick all those many years ago. I knew I could have stopped this all with a pillow and some pills, just as I had done with my wife. She said it was an accident, and maybe it was. But as I stared down at the body of my son covered in blood that had exploded from every pore, I didn't really care.